Greetings from Florida. If you purchased one of the Sebring convertible rear window regulators without the motor, it's very difficult to change these, to put the motor onto them. I'm going to show you how to do it. You need two 1.5-inch bolts, one 2-inch bolts, 3 washers, and 3 nuts for the bolts. You're going to take off of the regulator you get. You're going to be careful not to unspool this, and you're going to have to move that bracket that I'm holding down to get the motor behind it. So the thing to do is take off a few of the nuts on the other side of it. You're not going to need them again. They won't fit a standard bolt. And again, this is if you just bought the regulator without the motor. They do sell them from Dorman and from one of the aftermarket companies, but you got to be careful because if you unspool it in the least, you're done. You're never going to get it respooled. I know what I'm doing and I can't get it respooled. So once I've done that, I'm going to put my hand behind there and hold on to that gear for dear life. You need to make sure that gear stays tight. I'm going to slowly, ever so slowly, move that bracket down, ever so slowly, making sure my hand is on the other side. Do not let that go. If it unspools, there's just no way to do it. You can't respool it. And as far as reusing the bolts it came with, forget it. It's never going to happen. So you'll be able to do it with this and it'll work just fine. But, okay. So I've moved it down enough. Now I'm going to hang on to one of them just kept turning. I'm not showing it, but there's just 3 10mm nuts on the other side of that. So we're going to take that out. Once again, your hand is going to go behind there, holding the gear for dear life. Do not let it go. We're going to take off the nuts on the other side of it. Those are all getting thrown away. Then you're going to lift it up just enough to get those bolts out of there. We're not using them again. We're going to replace them instead with 2 1.5-inch bolts and 1 2-inch bolt. Now I'm going to grab the motor, and the left motor for the left rear goes, the motor shaft goes to the left. I'm going to slide it under, going to pop it into the gear, again being so careful not to unspool that gear. And then once you do that, grab your bolts. The 2-inch bolt goes where the plastic on that bracket rises up. And I'm just putting it in to go through to the other side, just to hold it in place. Now I'm going to pull it up carefully. Oh, a couple things. If you need the video on how to actually install this into your car, I've got those on YouTube too. Please go there, take a look at it. If this was beneficial to you, do me a favor, like, L-I-K-E, like the video. That will help other people who need help with this find it on YouTube. Helps me too. I really appreciate it. And on the other side, we're going to put 3 washers and then those 3 nuts. Just showing you the other side of it. And then I realized they weren't 10mm, but they're 7/16. So I grabbed a 7/16 wrench. If you have any questions, go ahead, ask away. I'll be glad to answer them for you. and just tightening it down with the Phillips on the bolt. I just realized that was the wrong one too. That was a 1/2 inch. I need 7/16, which I have. Oh, by the way, when buying these regulators, there is a Dorman part, which is more expensive, and there is an aftermarket part, which is surprisingly cheap. Does not work at all. They were terrible. I tried a couple of them. They were a disaster. So for the time being, I'm just going either Dorman or used. And if you need these, I do have them on my website, the whole regulator, and I'll put the motor on for you. You don't have to do the work. Go to upanddownmainstreet.com. And matter of fact, if you mention TUBE, T-U-B-E, you'll get $5 off. So I've got used ones and new ones on the website. And they're going to come with a motor either way. That had fallen off, just a nut that holds it in place. And we're going to test it out too. We're going to apply some current. So you're going to apply current from the battery pack of a cordless screwdriver. A not strong battery pack. You're not going to use an 18 volt or a 36 volt battery. It'll break it. And then one of the push-ins goes there, and one goes on the other side. I'm grabbing a couple wires. You just need a couple wires to attach to a weaker battery, like a 7.2, or you can even use a 12 volt if you want, but the 7.2 is better. You don't want to put too much tension on it. So I'm going to put those onto the terminals on my battery. Again, do not use anything more than 12 volts. One goes there, one goes there. And I'm just going to apply current directly to the wires on the motor, just to see it go up and down. Before you go to the trouble of putting it in. It's fine. This one was great. Again, if you need them, upanddownmainstreet.com. If this was helpful, L-I-K-E, like the video. That would help me a lot. And thank you for watching. Have a great week.